This video we're going to make a converter. It's going to be very simple, but also extendable. We're going to go inches to feet and feet to inches. So for example, if you wanted to say 16 inches is 1.3 repeating feet, or we could go feet to inches. 16 feet is 192 inches. I actually didn't know that. Interesting. All right, let's see how this thing works. Drop into design view here. You may notice that I kind of prefer building up the design, then flipping into the code view to make things work. Feel free to do it however you want to do it. Make a column here. Drag, drop. Draw. Let's zoom out here. There we go. Just going to scale this about what I think it's going to look like. There we go. Now I want to add a grid in there. Drag, drop, and I need a button. Drag and drop. Our button's way, way down there. Grid should not be that high. Let's go with 300. There we go. We'll scale that out later. This guy's going to snap over to the center. Ta-da, there we go. Let's actually do this with... trying to think of a good number. Let's do 250. That looks a little bit better. All right, now speaking of our grid, we want 2 columns. And let's go with 10 spacing. Column, let's go with 10. All right, let's go ahead and drop some components in here. We're going to need a few labels actually. So drag drop, there's label 1. And this is going to be, let's call this type. I need a combo box. Drag drop. And let's go ahead and grab him. And let's say from. Make that look a little prettier. There we go. And now I want a text field. This is where we're going to actually just, you guessed it, type right in there. Ta-da, there's our text field. Let's actually give this an ID of txt from. And we'll give this an ID of CMB items. Don't really need to do any of that. I just want to do it. Actually, this is going to be CMB type. There we go. And let's grab another label. This is going to be our result. And let's grab one final label. And let's give this an ID of LBL result. And let's make this thing stand out just a little bit here. I'm trying to think of a good size. Let's go 15. Make it just a smidge bigger. I'm going to type in the word nothing just so we can tell there's nothing in there. And let's go with 125. And we can do pixel perfect if we really, really wanted to. But really what I'm demonstrating here is it doesn't really matter. You can do it this way. You could actually do a binding and bind it to the parent. You may start getting errors if you do that though. There's our column. Let's kind of shrink that down just a smidge. All right, so we've got a type, a from, and a result. Save, and at this point, this is when I say, good day, sir. I am done with the designer, and I'm going to actually go in here and start cranking out some code. So I know I'm going to want some functions. For example, I'm going to want to convert, and then I'm going to want a function for each thing we're going to convert. So function. And let's go ahead and say var value from .text and var ret. Just going to give that just a 0 for now. Then I'm going to switch And I want CMB type .current index. And I'm going to have to add a few things in there real quick, but we're just going to add that switch, and I'm going to say case 0 break. That way we don't have fall through. And the first one's going to be inches to feet. And then we're going to grab this. Second one's going to be feet to inches. So from there, you can pretty much figure out we're going to want a few other functions here. So inch to feet. And of course, we're going to want a feet to inches. Don't really need to do this. I could do all this inline right in the switch statement, but I'm just breaking it out. There we go. So now I've got these two. So inch to feet. And we're going to say value. Follow pretty much just the same design pattern here. That way we've got inches to feet, feet to inches. All right, now once we get that value, ta-da, it's just going to go right there. And then we just really need to make the magic happen. We're going to say return, and inches to feet is just the value divided by 12 because there are 12 inches in every foot. And then we can flip this around. Super simple, super easy. All right, pretty much almost done. Last thing we need to do is go ahead and convert that. Let's save. And we're missing some critical information here. We need to add a model here. I'm going to say list model. I'm going to do this the hard way just to show how that works. And let's go ahead and call this ID CP items. And let's go text. Make sure we got these lined up here. So the first one is going to be inches to feet. And then we can just simply add another one called feet to inches. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and save run. Let's test this out. So we're going to say inches to feet. I want 55 inches. It's actually 4.583 repeating feet. And if we wanted to do, let's say, feet to inches, we've got 5 feet. That is going to be 60 inches.